What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Zach, Make Money Mowing, and in this video, I'm not gonna lie, your boy is sick, but I feel great mentally, just physically. My throat kind of hurts, but I just did a couple yards, nothing crazy. Didn't feel like vlogging it because of my low energy, but I figure what better time to come do a little Q&A response to the Q&A post a couple days ago, and I figure I think I have enough voice left in my body to maybe answer 3 or so questions of y'all, so let's just jump right into it, starting with Diego, who said, I guess I'll get out of my car because it's pretty outside. Diego said, should you charge, here's my setup, y'all. Rolling with a Exmark Commercial 30 S Series, BG86 blower, FS70 steel trimmer, Baker 8.38 deck, and a Zinger Cruiser. That's the setup right now. But Diego said, should you charge monthly or by the cut? And that's a really good question because a lot of people out there charge monthly. So my experience and from what I've done for the past 5 years, I've never once ever let a customer rack up a debt from, say, 2 or 4 mows and then doing like landscaping or upsells or anything. I've never let them rack up a debt to where they pay me on the 31st or the 1st of the month. I want the money when I do the job. So every time I do a mowing job, I send my QuickBooks invoice and I get paid, or they send me payment however they want to do it, whether it's cash check, whether it was back in the day when it was Apple Pay or Venmo or PayPal or whatever it was. I want that payment that same day, and if they don't pay me within 1 or 2 days, I send them a reminder, and if they continue not paying on schedule over and over and over again, then they're just not a good customer and I wouldn't work with them long term. This is a tip for y'all who are just getting started. I use QuickBooks. I don't believe you can do automatic like saving the credit card on file to charge people, but I believe Square does. So if you want to have credit cards on file, but side note, I've never done that, and I've had a lot of success just sending the invoice through the email and just getting paid that same day. I've never had to keep a credit card on file, but if you wanted to, for whatever reason, Square does that. But if not, QuickBooks, I just send the invoice whenever I get done for the day. But to answer the question, Diego, I don't like getting paid monthly. I've never done it. I never will. If I did a job today, I want the money today, and that's the norm, at least for everybody else that I talk with. So don't feel like you have to, I keep wheezing. Don't feel like you have to pay or don't feel like you have to take payment every month. You can get payment after each job, and that's Make Money Mowing approved. So that's what I say about that one, Diego. Now, granted, maybe if you're doing commercial contracts or commercial properties, then it would make sense to possibly do a monthly payment. I guess I've never done commercial contracts. And side note too, for people who ask me how do you get commercial contracts, I'll show you a screenshot right now somewhere up here. They'll just organically find you if you just have good reviews and you do what I say, which is Google, Facebook, Craigslist. So commercial properties can just come to you like that. They will come to you. That's a side note. And maybe monthly payments if you're doing a commercial, but if you're just a solo residential lawn care operator like myself, then getting paid after each job is the norm, and that's what I love to do. So I'm gonna do that, and you can do it too if you want to. I think you should. And Lewis, number 2, numero dos, asked, do I set up my customers on year-round services? So answer no. I don't set them up. Say if I take them on right now in the month of March, I don't tell them you're going to be locked in for these mows at these times. You're going to be locked in for fertilizer and weed control at these times. I never did that. What I did was I just have this basic rough outline, and maybe I'll put it over here too, where as the time comes for each season, I'll just offer the service that I have in mind. So usually each season I'll offer a fertilizer specific to the season. There's spring and fall, which is just general. There's a summerizer fertilizer if you want to apply it. There's a winterizer fertilizer. These are both by Scott's if you want to. Top dressing is really good. That's a different conversation. It takes more labor, but that's probably the best thing. But the next best thing is fertilizer, in my opinion, and it's a lot easier, the little granules. Top dressing is when you put the compost manure in the back of your truck and then you shovel it onto the grass. Fertilizer, you can just put it in the green little push spreader and go and apply it. But again, you got to do what you got to do depending on your setup. But I don't set customers up on that. Well, what happened is at the beginning of each season, I'll offer them the fertilizer. I'll give them the benefits, the features. I'll tell them the price and just ask them if they want to do it. Same thing whenever there's leaf cleanups, I'll just give them a little leaf cleanup quote. Whenever there's anything else, like if I ever rent an aerator, I'll just tell everybody, hey, I'm going to have an aerator week where I'm just going to do aeration slowly. So if you want to schedule it, just let me know. So I don't give a customer a long contract and tell them sign this because you're going to be set up for this, this, and this, this, and this. I just lock them on a verbal contract or text message. I don't make them sign anything. I tell them I'm going to be here weekly or I'm going to be here bi-weekly, and here's the price for the mows, and everything else from fertilizer, shrubs, mulch, rock, whatever is an upsell, and I'll give you the price as we need it. But for just right now, I'm just giving you the quote for the mowing. I mean, there are people who, when they pull up on a customer, they'll give a quote for the mowing and they'll just give them a quote for everything while they're there. They'll walk around with them and tell them, well, if you ever want mulch put down, here's the price for that. If you ever want these bushes trimmed, here's our price for that. There's people who do that. I'm just saying what I did, which is just give a mowing price and go as we go and quote as we quote as they say what they want and what they need. And peep this, I just try to make these shirts I don't know, it's not the right material, but it's a start, and I like wearing the merch, so it feels cool. When I'm editing, I feel like I'm doing something. So shirts, hopefully soon, once I figure this out. I don't know anything about merch. If any of y'all know about printing or are graphic designers, I want to make badass shirts, so just hit me up, Zach, or Zach at makemoneymoan.com. Yeah. And I tell them, say example, $50 every 2 weeks or 40 every week, and then we can rotate, because in the spring and fall it might be growing a lot faster where it needs to be cut weekly, and then in the summer it's probably going to grow a little bit slower, at least where I'm at, so I can go back to bi-weekly, so they have 2 different prices to flip around from, so I don't cut grass that's not even growing. And then in the winter you just let it trickle down until it goes dormant, and then that's it. So I hope that helped. I feel like my voice is running out. I keep wheezing, so I'm gonna answer one more question and then I'm gonna get back home. All right, and my favorite question, honestly, it comes from Hunter, and he said, do you think putting a pebble and a business card in a baggie together and then throwing it out of your truck onto people's driveways, is that a good idea to market and advertise? So do I think it's a good idea? I think it's a creative and fun idea, but I don't think it's the most effective way, nor would I do it, nor did I ever even contemplate doing it. All I did, and I'll preach this over and over and over again, was I built my business off of Craigslist. I didn't know about Google My Business and Google listings until 3 years in, but I was already established hella hard at that point. Google was just a cherry on top, and Google's what I get most of my customers from now. But starting off, it was just Craigslist and passing out business cards and just word of mouth and doing a good ass job and just being that guy who was just grinding it out just like a hungry young pup. And then the word spreading, because people want a reliable, awesome lawn care customer. People want an awesome lawn care business that they can trust, and they'll be happy customers for years and years to come. Like right now, one of the yards I did was my first yard ever. I think I landed it in 2018 or 2017. I don't know. It's been like 4 or 5 years. I've been doing her yard for such a long time. I just did it today, and I got her off of Craigslist too. So food for thought. And people that I'm working with now in my course, they're all getting a lot of people from Craigslist right now for immediate callers. But if you want the long-term solution for endless, infinite marketing, is just having a badass Google review set up on your listing to where you have the most reviews, where you pop up organically whenever someone types in lawn care or landscaping near me. Craigslist is good too, and Nextdoor is a good app to get customers also. And other than that, I mean, shit, if you want to throw pebbles with stuff on people's driveways and do that, I mean, go for it. But I think that should be the last thing you do. I think that should be after you do Google, Craigslist, Facebook, Nextdoor, print out your business cards, your magnets. Then at the end of all that, if you want to throw these damn bags of rocks at people's driveways, Hunter, I think go for it. It's a free country and you could do what you want. But I wouldn't recommend it, so don't take that from me. But it sounds like if you're down to do that, you should be down to get on the computer and market more efficiently and more scalably with the online methods such as Craigslist, Google, and all that stuff. And then pass out cards for fun. And I don't know. I think that's it. I'll come back to you, Hunter, and if I flip and if I think that's a good idea. But right now, I think it's not a good idea. I don't think you got to do it. I think you could save your time and you could just get on the computer and market, as I said. So that's it. I'm going to go put my tools away and get on the computer. I made a little free sales script download that you'll see in the description if y'all want to see how I landed a lot of my customers. This is the wording that I use. You can find it and just click down below, and then you'll get it sent to your email. And then from there, you can find out information on my course, my full solo lawn care $500 per day blueprint on how I scaled my business up. And that's it. So I'm hungry. I'm going to go have a good day. Let me know what y'all want to see next, and peace out on the game.